Hello, everyone, and welcome to our vlog for today. One voice, many faces. And in today's vlog, I want to talk about why some people may hear from the ascended masters, while others hear from guides, while others hear from angels or the extra dimensionals, and why the divine uses so many different avenues to speak to us. And so I want to start off with my perspective, because my perspective has shifted greatly from when I started to where I am now. So when I started, I used to see the ascended masters, the guides, the angels. I saw them all as separate. Okay, ascended masters are over here, guides are over here, extra dimensionals over here, angels over here. And I also saw it as like a hierarchy, like, okay, ascended masters are at the top, angels are below them, guides are right below them, extra dimensionals below them. And as I began to deepen my own understanding and read A Course in Miracles, what came to me was this beautiful representation. And the best way that I think we can really illustrate this one voice, many faces concept and why the divine uses all these different avenues to speak to us is with the flashlight and the prism. So if you have a flashlight and you turn it on, it's that white light. Okay, it's just light going through. But if you place a prism in front of that flashlight, that white light goes through it, and then we get to see the red, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. And so we see different flavors, different perspectives of that same white light. And that is how I began to see the ascended masters, our guides, our angels, all of it as one voice speaking to us in many different ways, because the divine is always speaking to us. The question is not, is the divine speaking to us? The question is, are you truly listening to what the divine is saying? And I mean, that's a whole other video topic on really listening without agenda. However, what we're talking about is, why is the divine using all of these different faces to speak to us? And it depends on where you are on your journey and how you are going to best respond to the divine guidance. The divine is never just going to barge into your mind and, like kick the door open and be like, all right, I'm here. Here's what we're going to do. Here's how you're going to do it. Because that's not love. And the divine is nothing but love. And if we look at the underlying message, the essence of every message of every, ascended master, guide, angel, extra dimensional, it's all the same message. And that one message is simply this: love is the only thing that's real, because love is what you are. And that's all that the divine is helping us to remember in one way, shape, form, or another. Whatever flavor is going to help us, whatever perspective is going to help us. So perhaps you listen to Abraham Hicks, and Abraham Hicks is about manifestation, but let's get a little bit deeper on that. So Abraham Hicks is about manifestation, but what does Abraham talk about all the time? Be in your joy. That's it. Just be happy. And why should you be happy? Because you know what the Course in Miracles tells us? Happiness is what we are. Happiness is our natural state. And when we are not happy, that means that we are denying the truth of who we are. And so Abraham says it, the Course says it, both of them, two very different texts. One was said to be scribed by Jesus, and the other is an amalgamation of the collective unconscious, So both of them very different, but yet both saying the exact same thing, just in different flavors, in different ways. And if we can really start to come into that understanding, then what's going to happen is we're going to be able to receive more guidance. focus on helping us to remember more of the truth of who we are. Abraham tells us that the divine already has everything for us, that it's there for us. All we have to do is be in alignment with who we really are. And what are you? Love, spirit, joy, divine co-creator, your divine will, one with the divine, because your will is the divine will. And that's it. It really is that simple. But see, here's where our good friend, the ego, comes in, because the ego says, well, Jesus spoke to me. Well, then, Archangel Michael speaks to me. Well, I channel the 14th dimensional Palladian collective. And it starts going with this hierarchy. It starts being less about the message and more about the messenger. Cut that. I will tell you that now. If you want to accelerate your spiritual awakening, if you want to remember more of the truth of who you are, it does not matter where the message comes from. Doesn't matter if it's from the 14th dimensional Palladian collective or if it's from the court of the Fae. It doesn't matter. What matters is the message. What matters is it resonates with you and it allows you to remember who you are in truth. The context or the content, we'll say, which is, the face that the divine wears when it speaks to you, isn't important. What is important is the context. That's what's important, that message, that juiciness. That's what's really important. And that's what we have to focus on. If we're more focused on, Jesus spoke to me, Horus came to me, Isis, or, any of the other ascended masters, and we're focused on that aspect of it, then we're not going to hear the message. We're not going to hear it clearly. For each ascended master, each guide, each angel, each extra dimensional, and, so forth, and all the rest, they all are the divine, just speaking to us in a different perspective and a different flavor, whatever's going to work for you. Don't get caught up on, well, this person says this and this person says that. And, something that I've learned is pick what feels good to you, what resonates with you. Take that aspect, take it with you, hold it with you, and then move on. Take those little nuggets of gold, keep them with you, and leave the rest, because the rest isn't for you. And it doesn't mean that the rest is bad. It doesn't mean the rest is terrible. It just means the rest isn't resonating with you at this point, because the divine is speaking to you in a specific way to assist you. Maybe it's just going to be the first sentence of something and you're like, oh my God, I understand it. And actually, you know what? I'll tell you a personal story, because I have tons of personal stories. I remember my friend telling me all about Abraham and being like, oh my God, Abraham's the best. I love it. And, this person has been studying Abraham for a while. And I was just kind of listening. I was like, I'm not really getting it. The way Abraham was speaking, I wasn't at that point yet. However, then another friend was like, ooh, here's A Course in Miracles. And I was like, ooh, okay. And again, never, the only church things we did, I went to Sunday school to do the first communion. After that, never went back. Didn't resonate with myself or my family. So that was it. It was done. But for whatever reason, and I don't have to know the reason, and the reason really isn't important, the Course in Miracles spoke to me in a way that I could understand. And as I kept on going, I began to realize, oh my God, there's so many correlations here between what my friend's been telling me and what the Course is saying. I'm seeing it here. It's just speaking to me in a way that I can understand now. And then it was all of a sudden, everything clicked. And I was like, oh my God, I get it. I get what this is saying now. I get what Abraham is talking about. But it just had to come to me through the context of the Course first. But then I could understand it. Or when I heard Joe Dispenza one time, a friend of mine had sent me a video and was like, Ron, listen to this. And I was like, all right, cool. I'll take a listen. It was a podcast he had done. And I listened to it and, was listening. I was like, yeah, okay, I know a lot of, I understand a lot of these. I got this understanding. And then it was one sentence. I don't even know what the sentence was, but in that moment, like I turned off my headphones immediately and I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. Like I get it now. Like that one sentence. So, it doesn't even have to be necessarily an ascended master. It could just be a person on a podcast giving you that piece of guidance. So just be open to the divine speaking to you through whatever face it chooses to speak to you through, because that face is going to be the one that's going to help you, at least for right now. Maybe it's going to be the Course. Maybe it's going to be Abraham Hicks. Maybe you're going to start reading the Bhagavad Gita. Maybe you're going to start reading the Law of One. Doesn't matter. Maybe you're going to start reading the Seth material. But it's what resonates with you, because the divine is going to lead you to the voice that's going to lead you to the face that's going to help you to hear the one voice. It's just going to be that one voice flavored in a particular way. And again, maybe that flavor is going to get bland and you're going to move on to a new flavor. And that's okay too. Don't get caught up in it. Because again, that was something that had happened to me. Every morning I was waking up, I was meditating, and I was getting these beautiful messages. Don't know who they were from. Didn't really matter at that point, and doesn't really matter at this point either. And I would be doing lives, and it was for 6 months straight. I was just messages. Every day was an energy mantra. And you can actually check it out on my YouTube. I think they're still there, where I would just do energy mantras daily. I think it was for 6 months. And then it just stopped. They stopped coming. And I was just like, okay, did I get really sad about it? Yes. Did I get like, oh my gosh, that's it? The connection is gone? Yes. But that's because, again, I didn't understand that aspect of the messages were done. And I was ready for a new round of messages. I was ready for the messages to come through in a different flavor, in a different way, because I had a better understanding. I was going in a different direction. And the divine was just like, okay, those messages are done. Now it's time for you to get messages this way. And we have to just be okay with that, because the divine is loving, the divine is joyous, and the divine is always wanting us to be happy and joyful. So I hope that this has helped. And if you are interested in learning more about maybe different ascended masters and their perspectives on, how the divine kind of speaks through them, through whatever perspective, then I'd be more than willing to create a series about that. And we could just put it underneath the same context of this as one voice, many faces. So I could go to either the Kyle Gray or to the Doreen Virtue Ascended Masters decks and just see which Ascended Master would like to come out. What divine perspective or flavor is it sharing with us in that moment? So if you're interested in that, go ahead and put that down in the comments that you would be interested in seeing a series of this. And it doesn't have to just be Ascended Masters. We could also talk about the angels. We could talk about guides. And if that's something you're interested, just let me know. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for being here. If you're interested in learning more about me or my services, feel free to visit me on website for daily inspiration, or at least weekly inspiration. Feel free to visit me on my Facebook page. You can also join my Awakening Miracles group that's on my website. And that's also where you're going to receive the daily Monday morning message. Either it's going to be a card or it's going to be a video. A majority of the time, it's a video of me kind of giving you a message for Monday or for that week and how we can best work with that energy. And so if you're interested in that, as well as the daily guidance that comes with that group, then feel free to sign up at my website. So again, have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll talk with you soon. Bye for now.